Alex Eala's run at the Mubadala DC Open is quickly evolving into one of the most compelling stories of the tournament. What began as a promising appearance from an emerging Filipino talent has now become a genuine headline event, drawing attention far beyond the usual tennis audience and underscoring just how quickly her profile is rising on the global stage. In Washington, Eala is no longer being discussed only as a prospect. She is being treated as a draw, a name that carries weight, energy, and expectation. Tournament chairman Mark Ein made that clear when he pointed to the surge in ticket interest surrounding her matches. According to Ein, a remarkable share of ticket requests were linked directly to Eala's participation, an unmistakable sign that her presence has become a major commercial and sporting force for the event. That kind of demand is rare, and it says as much about Eala's appeal as it does about the momentum she has built through performance. Part of what makes this story resonate so strongly is the human and cultural dimension behind it. Washington, D.C. and its surrounding metro area have a substantial Filipino community, and Eala's matches have become a point of collective pride. For many in the crowd, she is not simply a tennis player from abroad. She is a familiar face carrying the hopes, identity, and ambition of a community that sees itself reflected in her journey. The energy around her is not just support, it is recognition. That sense of recognition has been amplified by Eala's own words. When asked about the following she has generated, she offered a response that was both sharp and revealing. "I think the right question is, what is it like to be a Filipino?" It was an answer that cut through the noise. Rather than framing her rise as an individual success story alone, she placed it within a broader cultural context, reminding everyone that her ascent is tied to something larger than rankings, attention, or applause. Yet for all the significance surrounding her off-court presence, Eala is still making her strongest case where it matters most, on the court. Her opening match victory over Qin Wenjung of China set the tone. It was the kind of performance that signaled composure under pressure and an ability to problem-solve in real time. But it was her round of 16 win over defending champion Leylah Fernandez that truly elevated the narrative. Fernandez, who entered the match with the confidence of a reigning title holder, looked in control after building a commanding lead in the second set. Eala, however, refused to fold. Instead, she dug in, steadied herself, and authored one of the most impressive comebacks of her season, ultimately prevailing 6-2, 7-6-1. That victory was significant not only because it sent her into the quarterfinals, but because of the manner in which it was achieved. Tennis at this level is often defined by margins, and Eala demonstrated that she is increasingly comfortable operating in those narrow, high-pressure spaces where matches are decided by nerve as much as skill. This was not a routine win. It was a statement. It also marked her fifth quarterfinal appearance of the 2026 WTA season, a detail that matters because it speaks to consistency rather than one-off brilliance. Prospects can produce flashes. Established players produce patterns. Eala is beginning to show the latter. Match after match, she is building evidence that her rise is not accidental and that her game is maturing in the very environments where pressure is highest. What stands out most about Eala's current run is the combination of resilience and composure she continues to display. Against Zheng, she found a way through a difficult opening. Against Fernandez, she absorbed momentum swings that could have changed the outcome entirely. In both matches, she demonstrated an increasingly valuable trait, the ability to remain mentally present when the match becomes unstable. That quality often separates players who generate excitement from those who sustain success. Now, the tournament presents another significant test. In the quarterfinals, Eala is set to face either Polina Kudermetova of Russia or Alina Svitolina of Ukraine. Both would present different tactical and emotional challenges, but the possibility of a rematch with Svitolina adds a particularly intriguing layer. Eala has already defeated Svitolina before at the ASB Classic, and a second meeting would invite a fresh examination of how far she has progressed since that earlier breakthrough. The larger significance of this run lies in what it reveals about Eala's trajectory. She is entering that rare phase in a young athlete's career where the conversation starts to shift. The question is no longer simply whether she has talent. The question is how far that talent can carry her when paired with discipline, toughness, and an increasingly sophisticated competitive identity. That is the stage she appears to be entering now. Her appeal is also broadening in ways that matter to the modern game. Eala is not just resonating with Filipino fans. She is building a profile that travels across audiences, markets, and narratives. She brings athletic legitimacy, but also charisma, clarity, and a sense of purpose that makes her easy to root for and difficult to ignore. In an era when tennis is constantly competing for attention, that combination is invaluable. And perhaps that is why her presence in Washington feels bigger than a single tournament run. It feels symbolic. It reflects the emergence of a new kind of Filipino sporting figure, one who is not only succeeding individually, but doing so on a stage where visibility, representation, and performance all matter equally. Eala is helping expand what is possible, not just for herself, but for the image of Filipino excellence in international sport. Still, the most compelling part of the story is that it remains unfinished. Eala has already delivered the kind of moments that make a tournament memorable. She has already shown that she can rise when the pressure intensifies. She has already moved from being a promising name to a player who can alter the atmosphere of an event. And yet, with the quarterfinals ahead and the draw still open, the most important chapters may still be waiting to be written. That is what makes this moment so powerful. Alex Eala is not merely having a good week in Washington. She is building momentum, deepening belief, and reinforcing the sense that her rise belongs to a much larger arc. She is becoming a story of endurance, of identity, and of ambition meeting opportunity at the right time. If she continues this path, the Mubadala DC Open may be remembered not just as another stop on the calendar, but as one of those defining tournaments where a player's rise becomes impossible to overlook. And at this pace, Alex Eala is making sure that no one will overlook her again.